Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our conversation in the comfort of our own home, where we get to talk about the journey of parenting or raising a child that is on the spectrum. My name is Carol Siziba, and I am joined here with Dudu Angeline, and we are coming to you from Emerging Stars Autism
International
Family Supports. I looked in because Dudu is actually the founder of Emerging Stars. I call it Emerging Stars in short, or it's ESAF.
Yeah.
But I always asked her one time, I think we did a podcast where I asked you about how did you come up with that name.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about that today. I divert. But I think many of you have met with Dudu before. She's come and she's shared her journey with us before. And today she is here to share a particular topic, which is of respite. The importance of receiving respite as a parent. Why is that important, and how does that work, and what is the benefits of doing that? And it's a conversation that Angeline and I had many years ago.
That's right.
And she was adamant she is not doing respite.
That's right.
We would think we had gotten to a place of getting her to agree. Then she would say, no, I'm not doing it. So today we were talking, I was saying, I wonder if you're looking back, what would you say is different? Would you do it any differently in that regard? But before we jump into talking about that, Dudu, maybe you can introduce yourself again to our audience.
Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Dudu Angeline. I am the founder of Emerging Stars Autism International Family Support. I'm a mother of 3, and my oldest son, he is now 20. He is autistic, so I've had the pleasure and the honor of raising that special boy. I'm also a registered nurse. I'm a gospel music artist. I wear so many hats, and I bless God for that. I do a lot of whole other things as well. But today I'm here with Carol. It's always a pleasure to sit at your feet and get some wisdom from this woman right here. We have known each other for years, and she has impacted my life in a great way. So thank you.
Yes, yeah, the same is mutual. I remember when I first met you, when our kids were going to Kuman.
Yes.
And you gave me your CD, which, you're going to always be tired of me mentioning this CD, but I'll never get tired of mentioning it. It was, you did an incredible CD, or a gospel CD that I love. I loved all of the songs on there.
Thank you.
And I remember we were talking about, why don't you do something? And at the time, I didn't know that your son was autistic.
Yes.
And you didn't share that right away.
No.
You just said, it's a lot of work and it's that. And you kind of, just said, I don't have the time right now. But obviously now looking back, of course, now having gone through what you went through, your journey, I can see why there wouldn't be time. Because your son would have kept you. So I'm curious if we can talk about the whole respite.
Yes.
Because I think it was during that time that, you kind of put aside your music.
Yes.
And for a long time.
Yeah,
actually.
it was 8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
That you put it aside.
Yes.
To devote some time to this incredible young man that is now 20.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you can maybe walk us through your experience, that time of that 8 years where you put everything aside and your experience with respite.
Yeah, it was definitely a busy time for me. I think that's also when I got a diagnosis for my son. Initially, I had no idea what autism is. Coming from Africa, we don't deal with such big words for for this situation. So
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was, and it was at the time, I guess, I can't remember what grade he was in, maybe grade 2, 3,
Grade 2 or
thereabout.
3.
He had just been diagnosed, and I was still in denial, you know, thinking, you know, this is not it. My son is not sick. I'm going to pray this away, and I'm still praying, by the way. I believe there is nothing impossible with prayer, but God has his ways of making us go through some things for a purpose, for a certain purpose. If I hadn't gone through what I went through, I wouldn't be here today supporting families that are going through it. So I believe it was it was part of my destiny that I go through that. So it was at that time that we were getting assessments done, discovering this whole thing, how to deal with it. And I met you. I didn't even know you were a social worker at the time. So it was at the time, I think my husband got in touch with you,
Yes.
and some friends around came to me a few years later suggesting respite for my son. And for me, it meant that I have failed as a parent. Getting respite for my son, I felt guilty that, you know, if I take my son for a 24-hour sleepover somewhere, I'm not there, it means that, you know, I failed, I can't do this anymore. And also, I wasn't comfortable with other people looking after my son because he was so complex. I've never met a complex boy like my son. He was so complex in his ways. Everything was just challenging around him. So getting to find people who could fit into his situation was a challenge for me just every day. So I really thought respite wasn't a good idea. And looking back, I'm sure if I had had respite, we would have had more CDs coming out at the time. So yeah, it definitely put my life on hold, having to be 24-hour, 7 days a week, being a caregiver for my son. At the time too, I did it all alone. Some families would be around, some friends, but sometimes you meet people who you're close to and they say some remarks, they are not comfortable with your son touching this, touching that. It just crushes you. You are like, you know what, I'll just deal with this on my own at home. We're not going out, and if we are going out, it's really a special arrangement that you have to make that that it has to fit in. So there was 2 particular families that I really would be comfortable taking my son to, and other than that, it would be hard to take him out anywhere. So yeah, it was until later on, and of course now I'm a very big advocate for respite for moms. Because when time transitioned, at the time I started doing respite, oh my God, it was day and night. For me, such a big change. I began to get my life back and start doing things I couldn't do. You know, simple things that we take for granted for other families with no autistic individuals. We don't take for granted, because just going to the groceries is not a simple trip.
Not a simple trip.
For us, you know, you have to really strategize. And I mean strategize. So yeah, when I started Respite and Carol, it was amazing. It was really amazing. I began to use every hour that I have, every resource that I had, and I started advocating for it too, getting to know what I'm approved for, what I can be approved for, which can be a challenge for some families coming from Africa, and they are new to navigate through that right now. So yeah. I feel like I'm saying too much.
No, you're fine. Would you say that there was anything anybody could have said that would have made a difference? Because I remember that times, several times, and I even remember other friends, talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, and even really reliable places for respite.
That's right.
That we would find places for respite.
That's right. Yeah.
We would, and you'd be like, okay, and we would say, okay,
Yeah.
I think this is it. We would all be like, okay, and then you would say, no,
Yeah.
I can't do it. And I'm wondering, is there anything that could have been said differently, or anything that someone could have said that would have made a difference for you to see the value of respite?
I think at the time, the mindset that I had, and that's why it's important to educate families and parents on respite, what exactly it is. The mindset that I had, the education that I had, the amount of information that I had, it wasn't enough to bring me to that place of acceptance. I honestly thought, I'm doing the best for my son. Maybe nobody else can do this better than I can. And like I said, it wasn't until I actually started it that I realized, I've had 4 hours today to myself. I went shopping.
Without needing a strategy.
Without having to, call and being called. So it really had to take experience for me to change my mind. What people said wasn't really cutting it at the time. Yeah.
So I mean that's a very good point, and especially even a learning for me as well.
Yeah.
Because from my perspective, even at that time, right, I think we underestimated, or we made assumptions, or we were taking it so simple that, well, yeah, it's respite. What more education can one need? But I now, even myself looking back, I think maybe taking that time to actually educate.
That's right.
What is respite? What does it look like? What does it mean? It's not only about taking your child to a home somewhere away from the personal home. You can still have respite in your own home. Just having someone come in the home, but depending on your child, they might respond to that.
Yeah.
Or you might have a preference of saying, you know what, I would prefer they actually go somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think that is something so simple, that taking time to educate.
That's true.
So now that you've been experienced, you've been doing this, what would be the education you would say in terms of saying what respite is about? What would be that you would say to a parent?
Respite does not mean that you have failed. It's simply a way of helping you cope with the situation, because you are 24 hours, 7 days a week with your child, and that can be taxing emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, in every way. It can really be taxing, and it can take its toll on you. Some parents eventually have breakdowns, and some parents really get mad. I was saying to somebody the other day, there was a few years ago, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, and I knew where that was coming from. I started taking medication for high blood pressure, and I knew what the triggers were for that. So if you don't stop and get help from the resources that are out there, it will affect your health. It will affect your relationships. It will affect a lot of things about you. So I really want to encourage parents out there to be open to respite, especially as parents coming from Africa. There is this taboo about, we can do it, or we are heroes, but we need help, especially as women. We multitask, but there comes a time when you have to stop and think about your own well-being and think about your own mental health and do you. So for me, when I started getting those few hours, by the way, I would have workers come home after school to stay with my son. I go for a pedicure, I go for a manicure. I do things that make me feel like a person again because all that had stopped, I tell you. I make sure that I arrange it in such a way that I'm able to go to a church service and enjoy that spiritual part of my life. Or I'm able to sing again in a praise and worship team. You know, there was one day we were in church, my son came running to the front. I was leading praise and worship, and I was busy worshiping. He came, I don't know where he came from, but I think somehow the dad could not control him. He came running to the stage. Mama, he was so excited to see me. So, and of course, my eyes were closed. I did not see that moment. So the ushers came to take him. And I'm like, I wonder what would have happened if I had opened my eyes. I think I would have just frozen, disturbed the moment. But it's such things that you don't have to worry about anymore. I can just go and enjoy the service. And because it was at a point, we came to a point where it was hard for my son to sit still. We are in church, he's just running around. Hey, auntie, hey, it's in the middle of a service. And yeah, it was more disruptive than him getting the benefit of being in a service in a way. So I would leave him at home because it really made sense for me at the time. And so things like that I could now do freely. And honestly, it really helped me think again, have time to breathe and rest. And I would look forward to those times, to something positive that I would look forward to. And when they are gone, you are rejuvenated enough to now deal with him again, right? Because honestly, when you deal with him, all that, you need to replenish it somehow. You need to get to a place where whatever you're pouring out from, you pour into it somehow. So I found respite to really give me that opportunity to do that, to come back strong again, to support my son, because he could pick it up when I'm really frustrated and make it even more frustrating for me. They pick it up and they just want to feed on that too. So it's important that I would just get time away. And eventually I learned about different types of respite, which I took advantage of, and it was really a life changer for me and for the kids. And
who told you though about the different types of respite? Because you had an FSCD worker. If we're talking about for here within our Edmonton area, right, where FSCD supports.
The support worker actually told me about the different types.
Okay.
And some of it I then researched myself. I was now researching about, what can I do? Because some respite is really to get your son also involved into doing other things. It's not only for me. He also needs that time away from family just to do things, to be himself and, with a different energy that is not mom who's tired. So, yeah, it was, I began to research about different types. Sometimes I would take him to, there's a place in Sherwood Park called Robin Hood. They do day programs, and they are a respite center. They do day programs, which is one of the things that he really benefited from. They would do different types of things. Sometimes they would go swimming, they would go places to learn about things, to do art, to do, they would go for movies. Like, they would get them engaged in something. And at that same time, I'm also home recuperating. So it was really a win-win for us. By the time we all meet, Mommy, I missed you. Oh, I missed you too. How was your day? So, yeah, it
and
really...
I would imagine that respite was also a respite not only just for you or for him, but also for the siblings.
Yes, definitely.
For his siblings as well.
Definitely, they would look forward to that too, because as much as we sometimes don't really think about that, the siblings, they really,
needed that.
yeah, this situation affects them in a great way. They are also caregivers in a way because they help. Sometimes I'm like, hey, do this for your brother. Sometimes I don't even have to tell them. They now take it as a responsibility. I have to maintain safety for my brother. I have to make sure he does this, he does that. So over time, they also get burnt out. And if it involves fighting and like what mine was, they really get bent out. So it was a good time and space for them to go out there and rejuvenate. And by the time they come back, they're looking forward to the time with
Being
the brother.
together.
Yeah.
And how is he now? He's 20 years old.
Yes.
And
He's doing very well. So he actually stays by himself now. Not by himself, but he stays in a suite. It's actually a 2-bedroom suite. And he has workers with him 24/7. How I got to that place, yeah, it came to a point in time where it was no longer safe. For him and the siblings specifically. He would wake up in the morning just in a fighting mode. The brother is sleeping, he would just go and kick him in the stomach, for example. And then they start fighting. They run around. Every day. Every day I could see the brother having anger issues, even the sister, she was younger at the time. I mean, we had planned that at 18 maybe, you know. We had another acreage property where we thought, let's buy that for when he's 18, then he'll move there and then we'll get workers because he really loved, yeah. So, but things didn't work out that way, so we had to come back into town. But he was almost 18 and I was calling the police every day. Every day because it was unsafe and I was afraid. I was scared. And so I contacted one of my aunties who happens to be you. And told her, I'm really going through a difficult time. I'm trying to find a place. He told me, oh, this place, they actually offer individual. Because the other thing that I didn't want to send him to a group home, right? I really wanted something individualized for him. Not that there's anything wrong with group homes, but it was just my own personal, and that's why we had bought that property. So you telling me that there's individualized programs for me was really an answered prayer because that's exactly what I wanted for him. Took a long time. Took a long time. Honestly, by the time he actually, the day he actually left, it had been, it had been a journey and it was every day getting more and more unsafe. I have holes in the house. I have broken things even up to date to remind me of the roughness of that time. And so, yeah, we moved. He moved to that place. The day he moved, I was in bits. I was really, it affected me because I felt like I'm neglecting and I'm what word I'm trying to look for. I'm giving up on my son, you know, after all these years. But then I realized I will not stay with him forever. He's becoming a man. I really need to strategize. And what made it easier for me when we got to the place, my son is like, Mommy, this is my new house. Because we moved his furniture first. So when he got there, he was more excited than I was. I'm like, this boy, this is my new house. Oh, that's my clock there. That's my TV. Mommy, this is my new house. I'm like, yes, this is your new house. So we left and he has been like that ever since. I recently just managed to get him to come back home and visit. He has not been wanting to visit home because he feels like if I go visit, I won't come back to my house. He calls it the White House. I won't come back to my White House. So that has really been a positive a thing for me because he has been positive ever since. And my son is the type of a person who, when there's a hostile environment or somebody who doesn't treat him well, you will know. definitely
Yeah.
you will know. Yeah, so he has been in that place. He has grown.
Really?
I've seen some growth in him.
Wow.
As a big man, he feels, I'm in my place, I'm in my
He's
house.
independent.
He's more independent now. He's doing things, he's doing chores that. So I, as much as it was really a difficult decision for me to make, and I know it probably is a difficult decision for a lot of parents out there, it was the best decision I've ever made regarding my son. Now, I visit him maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes he will call, Mama, get in the car, come and see me. And then I go. Or sometimes he'll be like, don't call me. Don't come to see me today. I don't want to see. So I just like that he's now himself. He knows what he wants. And yeah.
I really like that. It's encouraging, to hear from, we just had a conversation with Keisha, who has a 6-year-old that is on journey with that child. And for you at 20 years old, your son being 20, that you don't give up, even though the idea of respite was hard initially. But when you did get to a place of receiving respite, there was a break.
That's right.
And now to hear that he is 20, he is in his own place.
Yeah.
He has supports.
Yeah.
But it's a place that is, he can call it's my own.
Yeah.
You were able to bring his own things to really personalize it and make it his own.
That's right.
And for him to be in a place of even saying, I don't want to come home.
I know. It bothered me for a long time. I was like, this boy will make people think I was abusing him.
But he is happy.
Yeah, no,
and
he's really
able
happy.
to speak and uses his voice. And he can tell you if things are not okay.
That's right.
He can speak up. So even where he is, if he has something is not working out well, I'm sure he's reporting.
I get a phone call.
Reports,
Oh, yeah.
and
I get a phone call.
I like that because it's also about when they're able to speak and use their voice.
That's right.
Just the power of speech.
Yes.
He can speak and being independent.
Yes.
And so respite worked eventually
For you. It worked for me.
So it's a good reminder that really we need to do a little bit more education on what respite is.
Yeah.
It's just a moment of giving each other a little bit of a break.
That's right.
A little bit of a break. So as we've coming to a close of this conversation, so what have you been doing with all your time now?
Honestly, when he left home, I felt so empty. There was such a big vacuum because all my life I had devoted to that boy. So that is when I started this organization, Emerging Stars, because I wanted to still be relevant in that area and still make a difference with the other families out there. So that is how I birthed this Emerging Stars organization.
And you actually had the time to do it.
That's right, yeah. That's right.
So thank you so much. I enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you for having me.
We are exciting this work we are doing. It's really, caring together. That's really what it is. It's now being able to spread out.
That's right.
And you're now allowed other people to step in and caring for your child in your absence as he's living by himself now.
Yeah.
Well, it's a version of by himself, really.
It is,
he is
definitely,
living by himself. So, so ESAF is an incredible organization. It's been an honor, and honestly, for me, I've enjoyed being a part of this. And thank you for inviting me to be on this journey with you.
It's been an honor to have you. It's been amazing.
I really enjoyed it. It's really been good, and I always learn so much as well. Even just and learning that we as a worker on the other side as a service provider, we might take it for granted to just do that extra education about respite.
That's right.
But to hear it from, at the time, we were just saying, okay, just give some respite.
Yeah.
It's okay. But not taking the time maybe to also just do that extra step of educating. So thank you so much. We look forward to having many more conversations. So we are here at least once a month.
Yeah.
Just having a conversation in the comfort of our own home And next week, we will be joined by an incredible couple that would share. We've had mostly the mothers that have been coming to share their journeys. So I'm looking forward to a conversation with the father that will also share from a perspective of the father. We also have topics that are ahead, talking about this, the siblings sharing from their perspective. And again, it is hard to get siblings, even others, to engage because they still feel like, you know what, I don't want to air out my stuff, but really we are here to just raise the awareness.
That's right.
We're just here to raise the awareness,
right.
and we can care together and do this together. So thank you so much, and we will see you again next weekend. Any last words, Dudu, that you would like to say?
Thank you so much for taking time to watch this. Please spread the word out there. Respite is very important. If you have respite to your access, take advantage of it. And those of you who want to know more about respite, please don't be afraid to reach out to Emerging Stars. Our website is right at the bottom of this screen right here. Just reach out to us and we will connect you with the respite services that are around. Thank you.
Thank you.